crap and shit, so how horrific. Let's go. We're gonna play another game after this. I don't think this one's gonna take that long. Hold on, let me go back. This game can negatively influence your mood. If you feel sad, just take a break and return once you feel better. If you feel that you may be susceptible to emotions. Wait, I thought can I go back? Oh. So your decisions, okay. What the hell? Oh, I couldn't see it.
Bad days can be really long. They can last for weeks, months, years even. I don't remember the exact moment when my bad day started, but I am sure it was a long time ago. I wanted to get through it on my own. I wasn't even hoping it would be good for my creativity. It wasn't. People always say that tomorrow is another day. It isn't. That's why I see absolutely no point in opening this door and coming back to life again. Or maybe I'm just ill. Day 126. My name's Tom, and I am a complete and utter idiot. I may be tired of living. I may not be willing to participate in this farce of a world, but for the love of destroying a memento, where's the sense in that? Why in the hell did I tear up that picture? I remember the first time we went to Italy for the Biennale. We instantly fell in love with the country. It was amazing. We knew that it wouldn't be our last visit. Back then, painting was still important to me. It actually meant something. Now I can't tell whether my life was pointless from the very start, or whether I stripped it of meaning. Oh, stop feeling sorry for yourself. At any rate, out of respect for Anne, I should piece the picture back together and put it in the frame. Maybe not everything is lost.
Oh. What are you looking at? I brought you back to life. I can't take what? I didn't get a chance to read it. I used to sign it with everything. It would have been sensible not to have hung out with them, but maybe that was the trouble. Okay. For a boombox, yeah. To music all the time back when I was painting. Ancient history. I almost forgot about it. Oh. Okay. Right-click mouse button to open inventory. Okay, well, this is his book, so let's do this. Does he want to leave? Oh, he locked himself in there. Why are those here? It was broken glass and everything. Picture fragments. Okay. You can't argue with nature. Okay. It's not working. It's very old. I think I checked it. Already lost. Okay. leave. Okay, he doesn't feel like leaving his room. Okay. Picture fragment. Should I go up here? Excuse me. What is this? Oh, this is a picture fragment. No? To think I once had enough motivation to read them all. Hi, Marcus. Somebody watched a woman die, then the images got her breathing it. Really? Are you serious, Marcus? What'd she do, just pass out? Was it an older lady? Was she smoking? That was to show some true emotion. Oh, is that my self-portrait? Amazing. Oh, there's like picture fragments all over the place, and you had to put them back together. Art in our city. The works of Thomas Perry can be seen at the Contemporary Art Gallery till the end of the month. His paintings have been appreciated by many international critics and private collectors alike. His size is among one of his most interesting work. Throwing up blood and she stopped breathing like she was dead. Oh my god. Ooh. She got a serious problem. Something must have burst or... Wow. Something must have burst or she has cancer or something. Something's going on. Ooh. Thomas' art has also gathered great reviews from local critics. Now his works can be seen and appreciated by the public. Can I turn? Oh, there's no hint. Oh, okay. My bad. Oh. So I think we're just picking up fragments of this picture. I wonder where we have to put them. What about the bed? This is what you get when you don't make your bed for many weeks. How did he eat? What is he eating? This is my permanent residence. Why did I even get up? Okay. It used to be an extension of my own arm. Wait, what? All of this is pretty useless. Blood, like, coming out like water. Yeah, she's got a problem. A serious problem. They're not gonna let her out the hospital. They're not gonna let her out the hospital. Did she look like a normal person or look like she had like a little... I mean, it shouldn't even matter, but you never know. I'm just gonna tap this glass here. Okay. I don't see any other... Okay, we already read that. What about this? No. When will Anne throw those out? My collection is pretty good. It's slightly scary. Is one of them leaking? Ew. Ew! What is that, poo? What? He hasn't left the room. Gross. My personal Pandora's box? Well, what's in it? And I thought if it would bring some light to the room. It's been about certain things. Okay. Bless my water debt. Is it a monocot or a dicot? Oh, is there anything... Okay. She looks fine? No. Well, shit. Oh my god. Well, I hope the hospital is like close by. Because it seems like they got there really quick before she got any, hopefully she didn't get any brain damage from being dead for, unless she was like barely breathing, that it looked like she was dead. That was a first. Wow. That's a long time for the medical emergency to show up. 15 to 20 minutes? for a paramedic to show up. That is a very long time. It should not take them that long. There should be a ambulance center usually within every mile. Like, really? Jeez, that is a long time. It's getting cloudy. Looks like it's gonna rain. Had all her heart stop. Wow. I'm glad that the outside world. Wait, what did I say? Doesn't concern me anymore. Okay. Ooh. Ancient history. Oh, I almost forgot about it. Was there ever any point in it all these years? Ooh, I don't know. Where do I put the picture fragments, though? Hold on. I thought I put them on this. Rest of girl, you earned it. Maybe I should be putting them here. Does it even tell you? Like, does it have to be a certain spot? Oh, or maybe. Wait, maybe it has to be like one of these. No? Is it supposed to go in the book? Oh, what's this? Oh, angry people tend to do. Okay. I was wondering, I'm like, ta-da. Girls. My love, my Anna.
Tom, we both know what you're doing is far from normal. You're turning our
my
lives
God.
into an endless
Wow.
drama, a horror even. I bet that if I sold our story, I'd be able to build a new house with an atelier for you, one that would take up an entire floor. Hell, we could even throw in a hot tub so that you could keep contemplating the meaninglessness of life like a king. Maybe I should do the same. Damn you. I'm perfectly aware that you're not working on your paintings. I also don't really believe that you simply need to spend some time on your own. I mean, some time? Do you take me for a fool? I didn't move in with you to end up sitting in an empty home. Don't you dare act like a rat hiding under the sink. Do you even care about what's going on with me? Whether I'm able to cope with all this? Well, I'm not. I'm not coping with any of this. I'm pathetic and hopeless. I can't even take good care of the house. I broke the alarm and forgot to pay the bills on time. Fortunately, the men from the security company were understanding enough. The alarm won't be working for some time, though. Oh, what's the point of writing all this for you, anyway? I bet you don't give a shit. I'm so fed up with providing excuses for you. People are asking about you all the time. They say they haven't seen you in a while, or ask, when is he coming back to work? Is Tom feeling well? Please tell him we said hi and take good care of him so he comes back to us as soon as possible. If I have to fake a smile even one more time, my face will remain twisted for the rest of my life. I'm sick of it all. I know everyone goes through a difficult period from time to time, but what you're doing is not going to help you solve your issues. The world is not going to simply change just because you keep running away from it. Either way, you can't just sit there for the rest of your life. I hope you're aware of that.
Alright, so I have to write to her. Why can't I? Okay. And I thought all of you would understand me. probably share with your problems too. Hold on. Am I supposed to be writing this? I gotta choose either one. Okay.
Day 137. What the hell's wrong with me? Where's this all coming from? Everything was good, wasn't it? There's no reason for me to feel like this. I got the promotion I cared so much about, head of the department. I worked so hard to get it. Now I wonder why I even bothered. I feel no joy, no satisfaction. I feel nothing at all. The inspiration to paint had left me even before I buried myself in here. Now all I can force myself to do is to stare at the ceiling. And this silence. Anne isn't home. The neighbors haven't come back from work yet. I feel like all this silence has made me deaf. I'm such an idiot. I forgot I brought a radio. I could have made use of it. There are broadcast schedules in the newspaper that Anne always brings me with my breakfast. I have no clue why I formed that habit. After all, I never used to read the paper.
Okay. So oh wait. Oh, it doesn't fit there? Oh shit. Is this the room key? Yeah, it's the room key. I don't feel like leaving my room. Okay. Does it still work? Read them all? Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. Was written for in all these years of ancient history. Okay. Is there another one? Okay. What is that? A walker? What is that? Okay. Oh, I already looked at that one. Oh. I keep missing stuff. It's been a while since I listened to music. Maybe it's not such a bad idea. It's not like I have the energy to do anything else. Okay. I wonder if it still works. I don't know. Try it. There you go. Yeah, we're gonna listen to that.
Day 157. What's the use of having a lamp if all it does is gather dust? It's really bugging me. Anne was supposed to bring me a new bulb. Maybe she didn't have time. Well, everything comes at a price. I don't have to deal with everyday matters, but I have to be dependent on someone instead. Everything irritates me. Who'd have thought classical music would have such an effect on me? I can feel ants marching under my skin and my legs are walking around the room without me. We aren't going anywhere, so just stop it. I can't hold on to a single thought. Maybe it's this damn mess around me. I'm trying to calm down. So I'm pacing from the atelier window to the bathroom window. It's not helping much. In situations like this, I've always reached for tobacco. It used to calm me down. I cut down on smoking because of my health. Maybe I should smoke one now, even though I haven't smoked in ages. I should have an emergency pack somewhere around here. I'm pretty sure I squirreled it away somewhere.
Ooh, it's probably really stale too. Let's find it. This looks like it, but it's not it. Floorboards? Is it in the floor? That's why I'm like checking the floorboards. Wrong drawer. I bet that's what Frank would say about them. Okay. I'm sure it's in this box. Oh, it's right here. I feel like a cigarette with the packs in me. I must have a hidden one somewhere. A hidden one. Ah. It's like, damn, don't let the saltine. Marcus, stop. Wow, why do I even need a mirror? I don't know, because you're beautiful, man. You're beautiful. Is that it right there? No. Let's look on the bed. My work clothes. All his painting stuff, okay. Is there... Oh, okay, there's matches right there. Those matches weren't there before. What's going on with this room? His path. Neptune. How you doing, Neptune? Oh, this is the bathroom. Oh, okay, cool. Like master like dog. Wow, that's hilarious. Pathetic. Okay. Q-tips. Do a grinder. No, he was talking about something that happened at work, Neptune. I don't know if you were here when he said that. What did I say? You need to... I don't remember why I brought it when this one's sleeping. Room for dirty underwear, but he's all his clothes. What's up here? Base shower brushes here. Awfully useful. Shampoo, face gel. I'm running out of deodorant. Why do I even need it a bit? I don't know. You want to smell good? You don't want to have to smell yourself? Okay. Yeah, I don't know where the cigarettes are. I think. Oh wait, put them over here. Maybe we can put them to good use and throw them in the furnace. No, we're not throwing anything in the furnace, sir. Worked too hard on them. At midpoint. Oh, okay. What? I clicked over here. What? They tripping. This won't cause a fire. So it's just... I thought we were looking for cigarettes. Not the stuff to smoke a cigarette. Oh, I have to wait for it to fill up. I'm guessing it should be in here. Okay. Well, I guess not. What? Really? I already have matches. Yep. Got everything we need. Light it up, up. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna
11:70. Noiseless Anne. She brought me breakfast in the morning and didn't even wake me up. She must know I've been smoking. The ashtray's clean, and I don't remember cleaning it myself. She's probably going to be mad at me, as if she wasn't mad enough already. It's all my fault. I let her down. Oh, just stop it already. I'm unable to get out of bed. I feel so heavy, so old. Oh, it seems Anne left me a letter with my breakfast. A letter. More like a note with a book recommendation. Isn't the whole point of being stuck in here to avoid other people?
That's
and
fine,
their
Marcus.
whims
I understand.
as much as possible? I have to admit, though, the utter isolation I think of so fondly sometimes seems as scary as living in the real world, out there. Maybe I should do what Anne asked me to. I need to remember which book she mentioned in that note of hers.
Where's the note? Wait, all this stuff wasn't here before. So where's the food that she brought? So we have to find the letter? There's a lot of books over here. Is this it? Oh. Broke page 89. Read it, please. Call me for me if you still can. Why are you so quiet? Because I'm looking for something, Scavenger. How you doing? So it's Rilk, page 89. Alright, where is that book? We got a ton of books, and it's not here? What kind of nonsense is this? I'm doing okay, Scavenger, hanging in there. What the? I clicked that. What is going on here? Solitude is like rain that from the sea of dust begins to rise. It floats remote across the far-off plain, upward into its dwelling place, the skies. Then o'er the town it slowly sinks again. Like rain, it softly falls at that dim hour, when ghostly lanes turn toward the shadowy morn, when bodies wade with satiate passion's power, sad, disappointed from each other's turn, when men with quiet hatred burning deep, together in a common bed must sleep through the gray phantom shadows of the dawn. Lo, solitude floats down the river Juan. I have no idea what that meant. Okay. So we did it. Are we supposed to go back and read again? Is there another page? Is that the book I wanted to read? Yeah.
Tom, I wonder
You have a
if you've
server?
read the thing I asked you to.
What do you mean?
I
What are you
suppose
talking
you
about,
haven't,
Scavenger?
since you've been avoiding me and everything that's related to me. Except for meals. Maybe. I can't even put it into words, how lonely I feel. But I guess Rilke has done it for me. Isn't it weird that a journalist is lost for words? I don't think it has ever happened to me before. I've been having lots of nightmares recently. All of them kind of alike. In each and every one of them, I'm wandering around some sort of building. A castle, an old house, or a hotel. All I know is that I need to get to my room. Those places are always chilly, always full of corridors, nooks and crannies, and most importantly, always haunted. Whenever I'm
Yeah, I
about
have
to
a
open
server.
a door,
Yep.
I feel overwhelmed by fear. What if the room I'm standing in front of is haunted by some kind of hellspawn? The nightmare continues in the light of day. I'm afraid of what I might see behind a door in my own home. I'm on edge. This isn't normal, and it shouldn't be happening. I'm not going to carry on with this, so I took some action. For your information, you have no say in the matter.
Hey, Rumple. Yes,
I
it
need
is.
to help you somehow. I need to help
How
us.
you doing, Rumple? How was your day?
I've paid your doctor a visit and told him everything there is to say about the situation.
Yeah, this
He's
game is
going to
about
visit you in
depression.
a couple of days. I'm telling you this so that you have time to prepare for it. You're going to talk to him. I had to do something about it. I had to search for help, since we're not able to deal with this on our own. Because we aren't.
I would have hung myself.
This situation is
Wow.
not good for us.
Wow,
It has to change. Oh, and don't even bother locking the door. As I'm sure you remember, we've agreed that I'm to have unrestricted access to your atelier. That's why I have my own key. Anne.
Oh, and don't even bother locking the door. I'm sure you remember you were gonna. Oh, okay. Yeah, so she can be able to check on me whenever she feels like it. But you could at least ask how I felt about this. Well, at least Jaden, I mean, I can't do anything but accept your decision in a way. Our friend, but somehow you decided you were able to control my life. No, I'm sorry, that's taking care of our home. Didn't really need a choice, but even so, I'm still not feeling well about the visit. It looks like as if you were setting someone on. Well, I guess if you're a ghost, let's choose that one. I can't choose the other responses. It won't let me. It won't highlight.
185.
Also, would look at them.
It seems Anne's running out of patience. We had another argument. She had this idea that a doctor should come by and check on me.
Wow,
Honestly,
Rumple.
I'm surprised she still has
call the
enough
police on
strength to
him?
take care of me.
Because if he says
wish
that,
he'd
then
just
he
leave.
needs to go to the
Let me disappear
county
here.
hospital.
Let me die. Let me slip into oblivion. You see, Rilke? Even though we secretly hate each other, at least we don't have to sleep in the same bed. At least I took care of that.
Rumple.
When Anne was leaving, she slammed the
Oh,
door
okay.
so hard that the mirror
What happened
fell
after
on
they
the
showed up? Did they
floor.
actually show up and stuff?
Maybe it's better
What
it's
did you try to do?
smashed.
Lie about it?
I guess the only reason I kept it so long was my infantile sentimentalism. Every time my
I know,
mother was
right?
done cutting
First
my
Marcus,
hair,
now Rumple.
she would hold a mirror up for me so that I could see my new haircut. It's one of the few memories I have of her. She left us so soon. Nobody was prepared for that. But then again, can you ever really prepare? In any case, I need to sort this mirror out. Anne's definitely not going to want to help me after that argument. And I feel uneasy in a room full of broken glass.
Why do you feel uneasy? Alright, I think this is the... What are we gonna fix it with? Throw that shit away.
Dear Tom, according to what we discussed during our last meeting, I am writing this letter instead
Oh,
of
okay.
calling or visiting you. Please,
They sure
bear in
will.
mind that I'm only doing it because you're
That
famous.
is true, Rumple.
And I can understand that you wish to avoid rumors at all cost. As I already mentioned, the state you're in is a cause for much concern.
No, Rumple.
But I think we can start with home therapy. Let me just remind you what we agreed on during our last meeting. Medication is necessary. If you
It
do not
is.
wish to cooperate with me on that matter, I will have no choice but to consider hospitalization. I gave Anne the prescriptions for the next month. I will visit you soon so that we can assess whether the medication has caused any improvement. I keep in touch with Anne, so please do not worry about her. Do not hesitate
Just
to
focusing on
contact
lucky for
me
him, yeah.
should
They don't want
any
all that
problems
paperwork, Rumple.
arise or your condition worsen. I would also appreciate it if you considered leaving your atelier. You can start by leaving the window open, then the door, and then maybe walking around the house at night when Anne's asleep. Once you accomplish that,
That's not creepy at all.
you may try
Walking around in a
continuing
house
your
when
trips
somebody's
around the
sleeping.
house
Are you serious?
during the day. I'm convinced it's worth a try. I often see that it's helpful if patients write journals, of course, if they find enough energy to do so. Please remember, it is crucial that you take your medication regularly.
Rumple!
I know that you have experience
not-
with these sorts of pharmaceuticals.
Rumple,
But
stop.
let me remind you, they only work after a period of regular use. Please, do not let it discourage you that you may experience some deterioration in your condition in the first 2 weeks. After this critical period, you should expect things to get better. If you forget to take your medicine or stop taking it altogether, your condition will deteriorate. Please, get used to the thought that the therapy is going to take at least a couple of months.
You talking about
Please do
Robin
not
Williams,
hesitate
Rumple?
to inform me if you experience any disturbing symptoms. If you need to know anything more about the prescribed medicine, please take a look at the information leaflet. I can only add that the medicine prescribed nowadays differs substantially from the ones you used in the past. Please remember, we managed to get out of this once before. We're going to do our best to accomplish it yet again. Yours
well,
sincerely, Dr. Jacob Burrow.
it's there because sometimes Discord acts funky, and sometimes I have used it to talk with friends and stuff and play games together. So it is a good backup just in case Discord starts acting weird. To use the desktop server, you can talk and chat on there as well. I hate I hate medication uncomplaint people. Wait, I hate medication uncomplaint people. I'm trying to understand what you just wrote, Rumple. Yeah. See, these two are the only ones that'll light up. All the other ones you can't. Causes for much adult to commit the following. You to stay home. Please rest assured I understand why you think the medication is needed. I am not thinking all side effects, but I will do my best to have the best attitude possible. I hope Anna will not hold it against you that you didn't take the problem away from her. She would welcome to be free from this burden I impose on her. There. Whatever complaint. Won't spell it right. Oh, okay. So I gotta take these medications. These uppers, it seems. Achievement unlocked. First step. The bathroom cabinet is perfect for storing medication, isn't it? Since I need to take them every day, it looks like I'm going to take regular trips to this cabinet. At least that's one good reason to get out of bed. I need to take my pills regularly if I want them to work.
Day 191. Anne's as sly as a fox. she always comes to the atelier in the morning before work to take the rubbish out, bring me some food, and sometimes cater to my special wishes. I hide in the bathroom when she does. I wash and get dressed, or pretend to at least. Most of the time she's gone by the time I come out, which means I don't have to suffer her gaze and the wave of guilt it brings with it. This time, it was different. She was sitting on my bed, waiting. She looked peculiar. Maybe she wanted to make up after the whole situation with the doctor's visit. I haven't got a clue why I'm so cold.
That's not a
toward
good
her.
medication. No
I
medication.
can't
is a
show
good
her how
medication.
much I care. Some things, just like that
Unless
broken
it's from the
mirror,
ground.
can't be fixed.
Straight from the
Or
ground.
maybe I'm just saying that because I have no strength to salvage whatever's left of my life. She talked to me about her family. Her niece's birthday is coming up, and she bought her a book about forest animals and wanted me to make a painting of an animal that she could add to her gift. I made a note so that I wouldn't forget to do it. It's the least I can do. I hope I can do it. It seems like there's something wrong with Anne. Maybe she's consoling herself again.
Okay, I need to find my drawing supplies. My drawing supplies are right here. No? I thought I saw stuff. Where was the stuff? Where's the stuff? No, there was a thing. Oh, here they are, right here. So I got my painting supplies, right? Isn't that it? Or we gotta go to the bathroom. I think we have to go to the bathroom. The bathroom's right here. I think this. I need a new toothbrush. I used to. Okay. I thought it was in there. Is it in here? Why would it be in here? But it barely works anymore. Well, what the heck? Really? Another box? What is, oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that's a good picture. Wow, the demons are coming out. Ooh. Here we go. This will do. Well, I thought we were looking for animals, right? Wait, what? I thought this is a nice picture though. I thought we were looking for animals. Okay, so was that it? Okay. Is that it? No? Hold on. Wrong one. Here. And I need another piece of blank paper. Did I already waste it? Nothing is blinking. Well, where am I? Oh, wait. Am I supposed to like draw on the back of that paper? toothbrush down here now. That's there. Why is that glass still there? I thought she came in and she cleaned up a little bit. She doesn't do anything? She just brings him food? Oh shit, I clicked away from the game, my bad. Here we go. People are animals? Oh, really? No, they're not. So there's nothing to... Oh, here we go. Ta-da! The little girl wants... What's a row? A wolf? I was something I'll probably choose right away, but what the heck is a row? Do you guys know what a row is? It's a R-O-E, a row? What is that? I'm gonna have to Google that. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Is it like a deer? Like Are you serious? Hold on. No, it's caviar, basically. It's caviar! Oh, she's not gonna know what caviar is. Let's give her a wolf. There we go. Ow!
Day 201. What a great idea it was, Tom, to paint a wolf as a gift for a little girl. Anne said it was all fine, but I saw the disappointment written all over her
Well, what the
face.
fuck? If I draw
Hopefully,
caviar, what the hell?
Emily
She's
will
not
be
gonna know what that
pleased
is.
with it. I always have to mess something up. I never do things right.
Well, maybe she
I
should have been a little bit more
disappoint
detailed about what she wanted.
Big bloody artist, having issues with a stupid
Maybe
watercolor.
she's fancy.
One needs a bit of enthusiasm to deal with the inherent absurdity of life. Enthusiasm makes the joke of human existence seem quite hilarious. I don't find it funny at all. Why do we have to keep on suffering?
I don't know.
What's the point of it all? Sometimes I feel I don't have the
keep
strength anymore. To my great surprise, Anne brought me the clock I once got from a friend of mine, David. She said she'd found it while cleaning up. So many memories. They pop into my head every time I glance at that clock's face. That David, he was one of the really ambitious ones. Any obstacle in his way seemed easy to tackle. It was all a matter of attitude. I guess this gift from him was supposed to motivate me. The clock of his life stopped a long time ago. 5 years or so. Mine's still working, I guess. Day 201. What a great idea it was.
Oh. I thought he was still reading. Wait, what am I supposed to be doing? Oh, clock. How many years have gone by? No need to worry. Now this clock has stopped working just like you did. Time will keep on being a cannibal. Yeah. Okay. Wait, what? We're supposed to go back into bed. Oh, bathroom? What? Oh, there's a watch here. Oh, we might have to use a battery from the watch to get the thingy going. No? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Well, why do we need to watch that? Oh, because we gotta use our watch to sync it. Wind it up! Now I can check out all of it. Is that great? Yep.
Tom, when I found the clock in the attic, you know, the one from David, it immediately reminded me of that situation. His illness, his funeral, and then I thought of you. It finally got to me how afraid I am. Every single time I press the handle to walk into your room, my hand trembles. The image I might see upon opening the door scares me, but I turn the key and walk in anyway. As I do it, for a brief moment, my imagination feeds me the worst visions possible in order to spare me the shock, so that the worst possible reality that can await me inside already feels somehow familiar to me. This whole situation has completely annihilated my sense of security. You are there alone. I have no idea what you're thinking about, but it can't be anything good. I'm alone as well. I experience feelings I can't even control. I feel like my heart is going to implode any minute now. Tom, please allow yourself to be helped. Please don't condemn us to this non-existence. By shutting yourself off, you've also shut me off. You've turned me into your sentry. I know it's hard for you. I really believe that you feel the way you say you do. I'm dying to do more for you, to get inside your head, kill the monster that occupies it, and save you. But I'm completely helpless. Please promise me that I'm not in for any surprises, that whenever I decide to walk into your room, all that awaits me are dirty clothes, dishes, and some general untidiness, like newspapers and rubbish lying on the floor, an unmade bed, but that I will hear you in the bathroom, that I will see you faking your sleep. Please promise me that I will never come across anything else in there. Anne.
Okay, so she don't want us to off ourselves? Makes perfect sense. Alright, so these two I can't, but I can choose... Oh. Achievement despair.
211. Winding that clock was a mistake. Now all it does is ticking and making me irritated. It doesn't make it easier to fall asleep.
Oh shit, I fucked myself.
One way
Why
or
did I have that
another,
clock?
I'm going to have problems sleeping tonight, as Anne is expecting a visit from her school friend, Monica. Of course, we're going to pretend I'm not here. We're sticking to the official explanation that I'm experiencing some heart problems. So I'm either undergoing some tests or at the clinic. As far as I know, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be on some medical retreat. It's all possible thanks to my old friend, a cardiologist. It was enough to tell him that I needed some rest. No questions asked. Thanks to his help, I can take some time off from the university. Anyway, I wonder where Monica is supposed to sleep. I brought the bed from the guest room here to the atelier. It was actually just the beginning. This room used to look so different. Now it's more like a studio, a place where everything needed for normal existence has been crammed into one small room. I brought the chest of drawers from our bedroom, bookcases from the living room, the desk and lamp from the study. Luckily, I didn't have to build a bathroom, since there was one from the beginning. Step by step, I prepared a hideaway for myself, and I've been rotting inside it ever since. Sometimes I think that people like me should be utilized somehow, recycled into something useful. The only good thing that's going to last after I'm gone is the tape collection I keep in here. I rediscovered it fairly recently. Since I have some trouble sleeping, listening to music seems to be a good alternative. I just have to be careful not to attract the girls' attention by playing music too loud.
Okay. Let's see. So now he's in a facility. But why are we still looking at this room? If we are not home, why are we looking at this room? Wait, it was music. I also need some headphones. I don't want the girls to hear me. Okay. So we need headphones. There's songs right there. If I could turn back time. Nope, we need headphones. What's this? Batteries. Uh-huh. Nope. Scavenger, are you in chat? Violence is looking for you. He wants to know if you want to play PUBG. I have it up. Okay. Alright, Rumble. That is a long time. Dependent rather than brain. Oh. Why would they give you that so young, though? What did you break all the bones in your body, Rumble? What were you doing? You rebel without a cause. I need to find those headphones. Hold on, let's go over here. What's this? Ding, 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 ding. Alright, we're gonna have to, cheat a little bit. There we go. What? It's annoying when you think you click everything and it's like right there. Ugh. Empty. Okay, I have everything I need. Okay, let's go back to the radio. Oh shit, can't see it. Batteries, radio. Bam. This here. Bam. Alright. Okay, fully working radio. Are we supposed to... Alright, so we can't listen? What's happening? Why can't I listen? I want to listen. Oh, rewind the tape. Should just listen to the radio. On the radio. What? I did. Oh, you have to use the pencil. This is old school. We gotta do old school. Hold on. Let me do this. That's that old school rewinding though. Joy division for a wretched mood. You're Anna. Okay, let's use what Anna said.
Day 222. My relationship with Anne has its ups and downs, but in general, I'm happy about it. Lately, though, it's been a nightmare. It's probably my fault, but I can't help it that sometimes when she's chewing me out, all I want to do is shake her and yell, "What the fuck's wrong with you? How fucked up do you have to be to stay with me in all this shit? Open your eyes and look around you." I'm confident I'd never do anything like that. I don't think I have the energy to do that. I can't help that I sometimes don't even feel sorry for her anymore.
Wow.
Lately, I came across the mixtape Anne gave me. It was delightful to once again feel like I used to, as though nothing bad had ever happened between us. I don't even know what's between us anymore. Recently, I got an opportunity to see how it'd be without her around. A couple of days ago, Anne left for her niece's birthday party. She was away for 3 days. The second night after she left, I had some kind of attack. I don't even know how to describe it. Maybe it was because of the broken alarm. I was convinced somebody was walking around the house. It wasn't easy for me. After all the time I've spent locked away in this room, I know exactly what kind of noises I can expect at what hours. I was petrified, but I couldn't put my finger on what was making me so afraid. Every movement, even the slightest, triggered intense reactions. I was sure I was going to die then and there. This whole thing was so incredibly illogical. But then again, what difference does logic make if what you feel is true for you and you have to find a way to live with it? And when you try to tell someone about it, nobody understands a single word.
No, because you're...
I wanted to leave, call Anne, and ask her to come back, but the fear paralyzed me. And now the phone is right there on the dresser, but not because of that experience. I didn't tell Anne anything. It's just that somebody called and wanted to talk to me. I was asleep when it happened, and Anne didn't want to wake me up. I don't feel like calling them back, but do I really have a choice?
Yeah, you do have a choice. Call them back. Get that interaction going. Where's the phone? I don't even have a phone in this room. Are we gonna leave the room now? No? Okay, never mind. So we're gonna look for a phone? Do you think it's meds? Yep. What? Are you serious? I thought I was already there. Frank Snowpepper called. He asked you to call him back. I won't be around tonight, so you'll have to manage on your own. Oh, wait. Frank, what does he want? Why can't you just call someone for a chat anymore? What, can't you just call someone to chat? Oh, wait. I'm trying to read what it says. I sense conspiracies everywhere. Even if I wanted to call block, I don't remember the number. I owe contact book. Where is she going? Why don't you go with her and find out? Just end it. You're making him suffer. You guys cut it out. So, do I not call him? No? Alright. No. Okay. What was his name? Frank? Shit. Oh, Frank Snowpier. Okay. Damn it, it must have been right after we had an argument exhibition. He didn't choose any of my works. Frank the skank. I used to press the pen so hard against the paper I can see marks on the page beneath. Now, maybe I can retrieve the number somehow. Oh, where's my pencil? Here we go. We're gonna call this bitch. What up, Frank? The
Dear
skank?
Tom,
Motherfucker.
Anne is very worried about the state you're in. I can also add that I'm personally not sure either that the experiment we decided to attempt was a good idea. That is why I'm going to pay you a visit at the end of the week to assess the situation we have all found ourselves in. If it turns out that the therapy you started has not worked as effectively as we all hoped it would, I will have no choice but to admit you to the hospital. We can't keep on taking risks here. Many of my attempts to talk to you on the phone have failed. I believe I explained to you how crucial it is for me to know about all your symptoms. Maybe the lack of improvement in your condition is a result of a bad reaction to the prescribed medication. Taking everything into account, I do not have much choice.
No, it's his doctor. It's
I
not
know
Frank.
you were already hospitalized a few years back, but believe me, a lot of things have changed since then. Many things have improved. You're not alone
No,
with
he's
your
showing
problems.
up.
Where you are now,
He does house calls.
you are looking at the world through a keyhole, and the small fragment you see looks uninviting. Together, we are going to do our best so that you can see the wider world again. Yours sincerely, Dr. Jacob Brawl.
Okay, so I have to choose the middle part. I might imagine she finds the situation very difficult, but I don't want it to overwhelm her. I realize it's my fault, but I'm unable to do anything about it. That the medication hasn't had also warning if there's any point in you taking care of such a lost cause. I'm aware that everything I do is a result of me being spoiled and fussy. As far as I know, there's no medication for it to treat immaturity. What the fuck? Let's do this one. Has improved.
Day
We know.
234.
Shock treatment. Wow.
I forgot to mention that I talked to Frank a couple of days ago. He said he wanted to see me and talk about the good old times. Since I'm not really convinced his intentions are clear, I haven't set a date yet. Recently, the external world seems to have made yet another attempt to reach me. I was lying in my bed, studying the cracks on the ceiling, when I heard the most peculiar noise coming from the yard, followed by a doorbell. I couldn't immediately recognize who had paid us a visit. Auditory recognition of what's happening inside of my own house has become the basis for my hermetic lifestyle these days. That's why I was agitated to hear so many different voices. There were a number of people talking to Anne downstairs. I was so intrigued that I even peered through the keyhole. Later, Anne told me that the voices belonged to my students. They wanted to pay their old professor a visit, wish him good health, and ask whether he was coming back to work anytime soon. It was a rather distressing experience. Truth be told, I'm not sure what to think of it. I don't know what to think of my latest discovery either. I wanted to retrieve the magazine that fell behind the cabinet. When I reached for it, I found my real treasure instead. That's what I call my Russian doll, since I have no clue what's inside of it. Should I open her? Or maybe just let it go?
Russian doll. They have
If I leave it unopened, it will forever be hiding something amazing and mysterious, leading me to wonder about the nature of those mysteries. Knowing my own nature, though, I won't withstand it, and this old, forgotten treasure won't stay closed for long.
Okay. Is this it right here? I remember that Russian doll. I think I got it from my aunt, or maybe my grandma. What on earth did I hide in it? My memory keeps getting worse and worse, or keep getting worse and worse. I'm breaking. I can't open it. Looks like it's glued shut or something. How do I get rid of it? You pick it up and you smash it. That's how you break it. What do you mean? How do you break it? Oh, really? You give someone suffering from depression a knife. Okay. Alright. You won't get at the glue like that? There's something in it. Is he watering the plants? Looks like they're coming back to life. What's this? Whoa, what was that? A candle? Okay. Alright. What is that? What is that, alcohol? Oh, he's getting worse. He's not getting any better. Going to slice our finger. I want to in and out burger. Oh, you want some in and out burgers? We always need the fries. I guess we might as well drink it. Third time's
Tom,
the charm.
I don't know what to think in this situation. I can either feel proud of helping you deal with your problem, or ashamed of how I manage all this. It's but a fraction of what you're going through, yet I'm not sure I can survive it. I'm merely a pack animal, one that allowed someone's harsh words to be loaded on its back, and its life to be turned into a desert. I've become a camel. I don't know if I'm up for it. I can't do anything about the anger and sorrow that thrive in me. Sometimes I wonder how it's all going to look when we finally awake from this nightmare. Who are we going to be? Are we going to stay who we are? Are we still going to have the bond we used to have? I don't want this nightmare to last any longer, and yet I'm afraid of our awakening. I'm afraid nothing will be left of us. I want to tell you something, to share my thoughts with you, but I don't know how. Both my head and heart are empty. I no longer know what to think of it all. I have a feeling that all this is leading us to a place neither of us wanted to end up in. Is there still hope? Anne.
I don't know. Anne sounds like she's about had it with our mood. left, but I'm not sure it's even possible. All I hope is that you never put the blame on yourself. What happened is nobody's fault, and if it is, let it be mine because of how broken I am. I'm not convinced that the tools that they use now and will in the future to fix people like me are going to improve, improve maybe. That's what they mean. I know. Let's use that one.
Day 245. There were times when I could cure all the world's ailments with booze. The healing aspects of alcohol lies in its ability to shut the brain down, which translates into temporary deactivation of the self. That brings a moment of relief. They say drinking doesn't solve problems, but abstinence doesn't make things easier either. Maybe I should make my time a bit more pleasant. Now I find it challenging to describe my thoughts and feelings. I guess I feel empty. Empty and resigned. There's nothing there. There's no me there. I'm nothing. I feel the pointlessness of it all. Writing about pointlessness is pointless too. I don't think I can stand it anymore. Oh, I know. I feel like a pile of crap. I guess I smell like one too.
Wow.
Right. And they think one of my paintings is actually worth something. The Foundation for Talented Children asked me to donate one of my paintings for their annual charity event. It'd be my pleasure. They can have whatever they want. On the other hand, though, is it ethical to excite hope in others when all one believes is that life brings nothing that's worth all this effort? Maybe I shouldn't be the one to judge. Anyway, let them take this crap away from me. I suppose I should pick one and pack it right away.
Okay. I have to pick a painting? Okay. Alright, let's pick one. Where were those paintings? Were they up here? Oh wait, what about this one? What is this? What am I? After all, it's an alt. I guess. I don't know. How do you get it? The narrative voice is awfully scratchy. Must be puffing like a chimney, probably. He started smoking, remember? We made him smoke. Okay, wait. What? What's over here? Oh, I gotta choose this. This one would do nicely. Wait, as well. It's one of the earlier. The dark painting or the light painting? The light painting? Let's do the light one. Not they're not cancer patients exactly.
I cut myself out of the world. Step by step, I gathered courage to come back to life. Even if our lives are nothing but drifting the rough seas towards inevitable destruction, I don't have to agree to drift in a boat full of holes. I can choose a stronger boat. The world does not always wait for us to get back on course. Anne is gone. I could choose to go upstairs right now, lock myself up there and wither. But you know what? I won't do that. I prefer to concentrate on building a stronger boat.
Okay, so I guess the wife left, but he's like coming out of his shell, and that was that. Indygo.